Last year, Rawcus premiered a new work in an international dance festival. This year, that work was nominated for 2 National Performing Arts Awards. Audiences had a strong and visceral response to the work. Kate Butler, who saw the show, said it had a huge and profound impact on me. Sarah Goddard told us, it was an experience that I felt compelled to share over and over again. And Bernadette Hetherington said, it changed the way I see the world, how I think about myself, others, and humanity. This was a work that was created by Rawcus, 14 performers with and without disability. And it's on behalf of those extraordinary performers that I'm speaking to you here tonight. What do we know about the experience of living with a disability in Australia? We know that many people with a disability are socially isolated, are marginalised, and often extremely disadvantaged. We know that unemployment for people with a disability is extremely high. Australia ranks 21 out of 29 OECD countries for labour force participation of people with a disability. We know that if you dream of becoming a performer and you have a disability, it's almost impossible to access a training institution. We know that their stories are often unheard, their faces are missing from our stages and screens, and as a result, our audiences. And we know that because of this lack of visibility, often expectations of what people with a disability can achieve are extremely low. But at Rawcus, we flip all of this on its head. We create bold, breathtaking Australian theatre made by highly skilled, diverse and distinct artists. And we've been making shows together at a high level for 15 years now. And the work that we make, it's created by the performers in the company. It comes from their hearts and their minds and their imaginations and their amazing bodies. And they're individuals who are not often on our stages. And as a result, it seriously challenges people's expectations and preconceptions of disability. And it changes the lives of those who are in the company. So when you see a Rawcus show, you see an ensemble like no other. You see performers with intellectual disabilities, you see performers with physical disabilities, with sensory impairments, performers living with a mental illness, working with artists without a disability, and together creating something unique and vibrant and often very moving. So the way we are as a company, the way we work together, the way we perform together, it celebrates and champions diversity. It's truly inclusive, and it's the way we want the world to be. And Rawcus is unique in the fact that it doesn't just, it's just not participation for a disadvantaged community. These artists with the disabilities are making a real contribution. They're creating critically acclaimed work in mainstream arts festivals and contexts. And that has extraordinary impact. It has extraordinary impact for the performers in the company, because many of those performers experience isolation and face barriers to participation. At Rawcus, they can be professional artists. They can pursue their dreams. Ryan is one of our ensemble members. He's been in the ensemble for 8 years now. And when he first joined the company, he was an extraordinary performer, but extremely isolated and very shy. He'd hug the walls of the rehearsal room. He wouldn't make eye contact with anyone. He'd come in, he'd put his bag down, he'd stand to the side. 8 years later, Ryan is one of the key ambassadors for the company. Last year, I watched him teach 50 people he didn't know a performance. I also watched him run workshops in schools, and he was idolised by grade 6 boys. He has become a leader. He texts me ideas for shows during the week. He's found his voice, it's distinct, and it's powerful. But the impact is far broader than just for the people in the company. People with a disability who come and see our work are often really empowered by seeing people like themselves on stage. It allows people to dream, and dream big. And time again, people without a disability tell me what a powerful experience it was for them to see the company. They tell me the work breaks down barriers. It cracks open their hearts and blows their minds. So we would love you to be a part of Rawcus and dream big with us. And our dream is to create a new major show, and we'd love to invite you to help us make that happen. The show is a work called Forever Home. It's a work about hope, and it's a work about resilience. And we couldn't think of anything more pressing to make a show about, given all that's happening in the world at the moment, and all the challenges we face personally and politically and globally at the moment. The performers in Rawcus have a unique worldview and a unique experience, and have so much to contribute to a conversation about hope and resilience. This is a theme that's pertinent to this group of people. Where we need your help is to support us to ensure that people with a disability can participate in this project, both as artists in the work and audience members who come to see it. Inclusion is at the heart of everything we do, but it costs money. The real cost of making this show fully accessible is $28,000. And we're seeking your support to go as far as we can to make it so fully accessible. With your help, we can employ support workers to ensure artists with disabilities can participate in the rehearsal room. We'd be able to employ Auslan interpreters so that deaf audiences can come and see the work. We'd be able to have the work audio described so people with a visual impairment can come and experience the work. We would use the funds raised tonight to make altered theatre spaces in our sets to make sure they're accessible. We'd use the funds to assist with transport to make sure people can get to rehearsals and performances, because we know this is a real barrier. We want to get rid of as many barriers as possible and fill the stage and the audience with as much diversity as possible. And we'd love you to be a part of this. So please help us make exceptional art that changes people. Thank you.